Okey-doke. I had yet another request this morning on this topic. I've been asked this question so many times. What book should I do next after Adult Piano Adventures Book 2? And oh God, I just own too many piano books. Every time I think about it, I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's so many options, and this is such a great level. And okay, never mind. I've narrowed it down. Analysis paralysis is over, and we're gonna get started. So I'm not going to talk too much about each individual book. I'm just going to list them all, and then you can check them out in the description box below. I will link to where to buy them, and also to playlists, so you can listen to the pieces in the book. And so I've divided it into sort of three different sections. There's sort of three areas I think you should look at this point. So structured learning pieces that are all around, picking a book that's around the same level and going to keep progressing your skills in a structured way, I guess. Fun books. These are, repertoire collections that are based on a particular composer or a particular style. Maybe you're particularly interested in contemporary pieces or jazz or popular or whatever. So these are just more picked on interest. And then sight reading, which is, it's not particularly fun, but if you put consistent time and effort into it, it's easy. It's easy to work on. It's a little dull at times, I guess, but it's easy to work on. And if you put consistent effort in, it will make playing the piano, I can't even tell you, just infinitely more satisfying. There is nothing like just being able to sit down with a book of music you've never seen and read through the whole thing. But yeah, okay, let's get going. Structured learning, here are your options. You can stick with Piano Adventures and just go switch over to their regular series. Level 3B is approximately the level that you are at now. So if you would like to consolidate your learning, I would suggest going with this one. It does have a little bit of overlap. There are a few pieces in both books, but these books are quite cheap. They're cheaper than the adult series, so it doesn't cost you a lot to pick up another 15 or so pieces that you haven't learned. If you want to keep just moving on up and you'd like a little bit more difficult, go with level 4. Sticking in that same vein, structured learning, you could also switch over to an exam board, particularly, I guess, if you're interested in sitting exams. So if you live in Canada or the USA, they have the RCM syllabus, which is my absolute just favorite exam board. Unfortunately, we can't sit RCM exams in Australia, but I still use these books a lot because I just love them as repertoire collections. So you would be at the moment if you want to be conservative, at level 2. So there's a repertoire book and an etude book at each level. If you just want one, I'd go with the repertoire, but they're both fantastic. If you would like something a little more challenging, go with level 3, repertoire book and etude book. Just a point of interest, if you were wanting to go with a different exam board like ABRSM, Trinity or ABB, you would be more like grade 1 to 2. Yeah, so that's that. Onto the fun stuff. This is pretty much my most favorite piano book. It has 121 pieces, I believe. Doesn't say on the cover, but I think it's 121. It's quite a big fella. It says that the styles it includes are jazz, rock, blues, boogie-woogie, ragtime, and pop romantique. I particularly love the boogie-woogie selections. I don't really own any other piano books like it. Boogie-woogie is quite hard to find, and it's just so much fun. Definitely recommend this book. Another great option, William Gillick, recital collection. These pieces are sort of pieces that would be great options for a recital. So they're easier to learn than they sound. They're quite showy sounding pieces, but there's also so there's sort of jazz pieces, there's classical sounding pieces, there's contemporary sounding pieces. This is a good all-round book, even though it is all pieces by the one composer. He's one of my favorite composers. Great collection. This book I have recommended before on my channel, Essential Keyboard Repertoire. If you are wanting to get really good at playing classical pieces, this is a great place to start. 100 pieces, great value for money. And yeah, moving on. River flows in You and Other Eloquent Songs for Easy Piano Solo. Definitely use the link in the description box for this one because there is another book by the same title that has all the same pieces and just a very slightly different cover that contains harder arrangements of the same pieces. So you want the one that's easy piano solo. And this has pieces by Unality. It has movie themes. It's got a song from Love Actually, the movie Love Actually. It has obviously an easy version of River Flows in You. It has Ballad Poor Adeline, like so many pieces that are people's, like dream piece. My one downside of this book is that some of the arrangements are quite long. Like I think some of them might even be like 6 to 8 pages long, which is fine if that doesn't bother you. I personally prefer learning pieces that are like 2 to 3 pages. Other than that, the arrangements are very good. And last but not least, Naomi Aikida. I got that name wrong. Naoko Aikida. She's a Japanese composer. I really love everything that she writes. This collection is called Shuki. It is pieces that are based on the theme of summer. They're quite a mature sound for this level, I think. Very pretty sounding, and not intimidating. That if you want something that you're going to be able to play, this is good. She has another book that I've mislaid. I can't find my copy of it. I think it's called Miyaki, but I'll link to it as well. Also really beautiful. Both of these books are gorgeous. And now onto the sight reading suggestions. I am a little bit obsessed with teaching sight reading and with convincing people that they should learn lots of easy pieces. Like, I think people underestimate how easy it is to get really good at sight reading. They think that they have to learn lots of really hard pieces and keep moving up and doing hard pieces, and that's going to make them better. But if you think about it, when you're teaching a kid how to read English, you give them heaps and heaps of very, very easy books that are like, I can jump, I can walk, I can hop, whatever. And that's how you're going to get better at piano too. And the reason that I know that this is true is, I've been working on my YouTube channel for 9 years now, and when I first started, I couldn't sight read anywhere near as well as I can sight read now. And I 100% put that down to the 6,000 grade 2 or less, pieces that I've got on my channel. Like, I can now pick up just a diploma level piece or a grade 8 piece and roughly play the whole thing through straight away. And I couldn't do that 9 years ago. And that, I can promise you, is not from playing a lot of advanced pieces. So it should be easy. The idea is to be drilling the easiest components of music until they become automatic for you. So at this level, what I would suggest is that you pick up something that is around about level 2A. The book I'm holding is Alfred's Premier Piano Course, Lesson Book 2A. But if you have kids that learn piano, or you learned piano when you were a kid, you still have some books lying around, any book at this level would be great. So if you've got Bastien Book 2 or Hal Leonard Book 2, or what's that other book? The Joy of First Year Piano, or anything like that. Just anything that is super easy. Even one hand at a time type of stuff. If you can't read that straight away, or if you can't read that accurately straight away, just do 1 or 2 of those a day, or 1 or 2 a week, and you will be so far ahead of what you would have been if you only learn like 6 pieces a year at your limit. Other books that I suggest at this level are the RCM preparatory level books. So level A would be great now, and then level B after that one. These are actually really gorgeous collections. They're really well chosen. Oh, that was exhausting. I hope that I've given you some good ideas, and as always, thank you so much for choosing to watch my channel.